Alright, what's poppin', Treksters? We're back in a slightly different Mark's Design Room. Today we're going to be having a look at 2D design, or as the plebeians might say, drawing. Last video, I believe in the comments somebody mentioned that I finally got an official uniform. This thing here. This is the hood design. So this is an off-duty variant, the one with the hood. But honestly, in a badge off moment here, the real reason that I have this version of this and the let's say alternate red engineering uniform is because sometimes Canon red engineering uniforms are a little bit expensive to get in a decent quality. It's cheap and fast to get a bad one, but if you want to get a really good TOS Starfleet red shirt, it is actually kind of expensive. So I elected to get a more modern interpretation of that design. The uniforms specifically were from Star Trek Beyond. I actually like the uniforms in that movie. However, it is not canon to TOS, nor is it canon to my channel to have that type of uniform. But I decided, hey, let's not let perfect be the enemy of good, and I went with that uniform. So yeah, if I can get a decent, not unbelievably expensive TOS shirt in my size, I will definitely be checking that out. Until then, I wear the Think Geeks yellow Operations TNG sweater and the Star Trek Beyond red engineering shirt. So, on another note, on the last video, somebody had mentioned that they did not get a notification for my last video that went out, which is very disappointing because I made the last video addressing some comments, and I was talking about some recent news developments in Star Trek, and I was like, wow, I should be able to get a comment here, right? And I got no comments for a long time. I was really disappointed by that. I thought the video was a complete dud, but then I found out that one of my subscribers said that they did not get a notification for that video. So that's unfortunate. I hate to have to say this, but you really have to trick the algorithm here. It's really sad that it has to work this way, but we need to be clicking like. I don't know if that does anything. Apparently it doesn't anymore, but watch time is important and engagement is important, so I'll leave it at that. And without further ado, let's actually get to the topic of this video. As you can see, I'm working in Photoshop. This is how I do my drawing and my different textures for my different art pieces. And yeah, I know it's a bit low rent to be using Photoshop, but I like it. It works good for me, and it's never given me any real serious problems. So without further ado, let's check out some of the things I've been designing myself. I have been working on a hypothetical Star Trek project of my own. What is it actually about? It's just kind of like another TNG. None of these things are real. I do these things for fun. So if this ends up in my official DeviantArt page, you'll know where it came from. I like to design, as well as ships, I like to design uniforms. And one of my favorite uniforms was, of course, the TNG Season 1 and 2 uniform. I'm just going to do a quick, drawing of that just to get up to speed. I like the jumpsuit in TNG. This one? The Type 1? That bad boy? That one's cool. It's possibly my favorite. Aside from the obvious problems with it, the obvious problems being that the uniform was not fun for the actors to wear. It got hot and sticky and smelly under the studio lighting. So, and yes, I'm pressing undo like that because I'm on a tablet. And it's just more fun for me to not go over and hit Control Z over and over again when I can just do all my work on the tablet. This is a bamboo tablet by Wacom. I can't recommend it enough if you like drawing. Many of the skills that you have developed, if you like drawing, many of the skills that you have already developed, just drawing on paper, will transfer over to the pad or tablet, I should say. At least they did for me. And I actually kind of need it for what I tend to do. Many of you have already seen this logo. This is a hypothetical logo I've been using for my own hypothetical Star Trek. Don't know what it's called, my Star Trek, but check this out. Got the double swoosh. See that? This logo corresponds to the advent of the Valedictory class, which is in my hypothetical timeline beginning in, 2499, 2490s, something like that. We're getting a lot of headroom in canon. We're getting way out of the Nemesis / Star Trek Picard garbage, and we're just going straight into the final frontier again, finally. We're breaking free of things that hold us down. We are transcending boundaries, which is why I've taken to call this project Star Trek Transcend, and possibly branding anything related to it as being Star Trek Transcend related on DeviantArt. I've seen people doing that with their projects on DeviantArt, and I may begin to do that. The Transcend universe. I couldn't come up with anything cooler than that. Basically, the idea for this series was just a next gen, which I think is actually kind of bold. It's really easy to come up with some plot where it's just like, oh, what if everybody died and everybody was upset by everything, and oh my god, wouldn't it be tragic? It would be tragic if all these people got killed. Womp womp. No, screw that. We are doing next gen again. We are boldly going where no man / anyone has gone before. Maybe we could say we're boldly going where no entity has gone before. We are going so far out there. We are going to another galaxy. We are going to the Triangulum Galaxy with the Valedictory class exploration group, including the Enterprise, 2 other starships, and numerous Ranger class ships, which is just something like the Defiant. Here's our uniform, and I've been working on this for years now. So we're going to check it out, what our uniform really looks like. Just do a quick drawing. Don't like that elbow, so I'm going to redo it. Not bad. Pointy at the bottom. Kind of like a little flap design there. Got the turtleneck. Turtleneck is back. We got the TNG Season 1 swoosh. But it leads into this here. Oh my god. What is this cool thing here? Holy shit. We got our new badge. Not to scale. Our new rank pips. Our new pants, which are just kind of the same as old pants. Whoops. I'm gonna go open kind of palm here for this demonstration. Right here. Thumb. Okay. Like so. And I'm not liking the position of this neck. So I'm going to rethink something here. If you don't mind. begging your pardon, but we're going to change the neck. There we go. And here's our boots. Kind of like that. I like the side view better though, which goes like this. A little bit too thick on top for me. There's our boot. There's the rough cut of our boot. We are bringing the division color full circle and having it be included in all of our clothing items. It is included on the hemming of the pants and the sole of the boot, as well as in the shirt, obviously. So let's do a brief demonstration of what our colorings could look like. I'm going to do red for the shirt. Here's where you would be seeing a red on my concept uniform. I think this uniform really, in many ways, embodies the good aspects of whatever came before, while also inventing a few new things, which I think is key to a good design. It echoes the past, but does not necessarily completely rip off from it, which to me is important. Here's our red. Goes like this. See, we've got a sweater style TOS design, while at the same time maintaining something from TNG. And we're using, actually, a more traditional turtleneck that you would have seen actually in Deep Space Nine, as well as cuffs that are built into the coloring of the shirt. I toyed around with the idea of having the turtleneck and the cuffs being like this, but I eventually dropped it. There's something weird about it, like this, right? See what I'm doing? That's some more DS9 style stuff, but I eventually dropped it. It may return in these concepts. So let's go with yellow for our next demonstration. Again, here's yellow for our boots around the bottom. Cool. And we're going to go a darker shade of black for the boots to differentiate it from the black on the uniforms. See how this shade is different from the black on the uniform? And don't mind the not coloring in the lines here. This is not actually being posted anywhere. And we're gonna go blue for the last bit. So this will be a science boot. Pretty cool, eh? And we're gonna finish it off by completing our pants. This is two-piece uniform. This is not a one-piece pajama style like we saw in TNG season 1 and 2. This is two-piece, and obviously the boots are separated from this uniform and can be removed. the bottom part of the pants hangs down over the boot, kind of giving it a streamlined appearance. So yeah, here's your very poorly colored in boot. Where is this coming from? Where is this yellow? Does anybody know? Let's just color over it. So what did I mean by these new rank pips? Okay, here's my new rank pip. I'm calling it the bug because it's shaped like this. It's like some type of beetle or something. And the rank pips are divided in this way. Check this out. So it's one solid piece. There's Captain, Commander, Lieutenant Commander, Lieutenant, Ensign, and so on, right? It goes on from there, but I suppose Admiral would be a captain bug on both sides, like this. What's the story on our new badge? This badge is a return to form for the general silhouette of the Starfleet badge. What was it? It was this, right? I wanted to restore that to the forefront. Instead of obscuring it with this, or obscuring it like this, like we saw, we are taking back our design of the Delta pendant, taking the orange background, putting it on the bottom to create two individual deltas. See, we have two. The bottom one would be the gold section, gold/orange. Whoopsie. In the wrong layer. Wrong layer again. Like so. And the top layer would be gray or silver. I think this looks very professional, and it's making use of negative space, which is interesting, because if you were wearing this on your uniform, and you were wearing it over a red uniform, you would see this in the negative space, right? So it's kind of like it is also showing you your division too, in a way, inside the negative space of the emblem, which I thought was pretty nifty. Overall, a lot of the aspects of the Enterprise H, which would be the Valedictory class Enterprise, I've been working on it for probably close to 10 years now. I have doodles in old school textbooks going back about 10 years of this stuff, and I've been fighting with it for a long time. I'm almost ready to show something. I think I've had a breakthrough with the design of the ship. I'm more or less settled on the badge and uniform design that you saw here. If I ever decide to move forward with creating any type of art for DeviantArt that will coincide with Star Trek Transcend. Big milestone here is obviously me being willing to tell people about it. I have a decent amount of watchers on DeviantArt that I think would think it was cool, but I haven't been getting a lot of reception to designs that correspond with Transcend, namely the Valedictory class. I want to rectify that. I think I have something cool coming up with regards to the new design. I've gone through at least 8 or 9 different passes of designs for that ship for the new Enterprise, and I've scrapped them all. It's something about them. I think they're cool at first, and then I start to hate them, which is a bad sign. With a hero ship for a show, it's better if it's weird at first and then slowly grows on you. Like, I didn't love the Galaxy class at first, and now I love it. I thought it was strange looking, but then over time I realized it was actually beautiful and has many amazing angles and shots that you can create with it. I think it's better than the Sovereign class. Your mileage may vary. Let's take a look at something else I've been thinking of. This is very far-flung, and I haven't shown anyone this yet, but I've had a concept drawing for a long time that was basically taking a step beyond the Universe class and a step even beyond Discovery. If we consider Season 3 Discovery to be canon, this would be even beyond that. This would be beyond Spore Drive. It would be like this. Bridge section. Taking advantage of negative space and floating designs that were popularized for better or for worse by Discovery Season 3. I'm going with them because I'm considering Season 3 for this concept. I'm considering it to be canon. I'm not necessarily considering Discovery to be canon for Transcend, but whatever this is, this would be canon to Season 3 Discovery. I've already put on my DeviantArt a few initial thoughts, a study, if you will, on what a Season 3 Enterprise could look like for Discovery. But what I've come up with is this. And here's our new nacelle design. This is edgy. This is new. This is bold. Check this out. Here's our nacelles. Actual wings that stick out from the back of this, like some kind of butterfly. What do you think of that? And they have negative space. There's nothing in here. And they float. And there's 2 of them. And I've taken to calling this Wave Drive. We don't have Spore Drive. We don't have Warp Drive. We don't have Transwarp. We don't have Quantum Slipstream. We don't have a Tachyon sail, etc., etc. What we have is the Wave Drive. What is it? No clue. It is just a buzzword right now. But man, it makes a cool looking ship. If you've seen some of the concepts I've created, and I guarantee you haven't because I haven't posted it anywhere, you would know that the Wave Drive creates a cool looking friggin' form factor. This is what it looks like from the side. Here's our secondary hull. And the wave wings move up like this. You see it at this angle here. Get a load of that. And the saucer is right here. And our deflector is in here. And our impulse drive is right here. But I was thinking of not even having an impulse drive. I was getting bold. I was taking chances. And I was saying, you know what? Let's do less. What do you notice about more advanced technology? It looks like it can do less, but actually it does a lot more. An iPhone looks a lot more simple than a cell phone from 1980. Or whenever they were invented, I don't remember. It looks a lot more simple. But remember, it's actually a lot more complicated. It does more with less. Okay? So I was thinking of not having an impulse drive. No visible impulse drive on an Enterprise. Imagine it. Your wave drive can somehow do both at such a level of efficiency that it works as an impulse drive. Right? So we've got wave drive slower than light, wave drive faster than light. And what kind of drive can you imagine in your mind that would replace the Spore Drive? Or Transwarp? Or Quantum Slipstream? Let your imagination run wild. That's important. And this would be the far in the future. This would be like wave drive would be like 3400s, something like that. So this is way beyond anything I've conceived of before. And I guess I've done 3 or 4 images that take place in season 3 Discovery, and they've all done very well. I didn't like any of them, but I posted them, and a lot of people seem to favorite them on DeviantArt, everything that had to do with season 3 Discovery. I did a remix of the Discovery for season 3, and I did one new ship that took place in the season 3 continuity, and everybody loved them. I didn't love them, but everyone else did. So I may be moving forward with more things in that vein. Also, I'm working on a few of my own projects. Part of the reason why it took a long time to make this video is because I was very busy with some of my own projects. I can't really tell you about them, but I'm busy creating things in the 3D model space, and I'm also busy with a few other things I can't really mention. So yeah, it's yesterday at the time of me making this video. Yesterday was William Shatner's birthday. He is 90. How crazy is that? Imagine being 90 years old. I think he was like 35 in Star Trek. He had already hung his hat creatively on a franchise that would put him on the road to infamy, or fame, I should say, for the rest of his life. In 1966. Okay, it's 2021 at this time, on Earth, wink wink. Where I am, it's like 22 something. But for you guys out there on the YouTube land, it is 2021, I hear, and that makes William Shatner pretty old. He outlived DeForest Kelley. He outlived James Doohan. He who else did he outlive? He outlived Leonard Nimoy. How could I forget? It's basically we're down to Nichelle Nichols, George Takei, William Shatner, and Walter Koenig. For our main cast. I mean, obviously I can't tell you every single cast member's names, but I'm sure you get the picture. I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but suffice to say, William Shatner, pretty friggin' old. Happy birthday to the Shat. Here's to another 90, maybe. Can we get another 90 years? So, I was always compelled by the style of hair choice for TOS. Did anyone else notice this hair that especially William Shatner had? But he had the sideburns like that. This was very cool. In my head, I always kind of imagined that it was not a hairstyle that was reflecting the current styles, the contemporary styles of the 60s, but actually it was a style that was born out of the 2200s. Did anyone else think that when they were kids? That this was actually a style that people wore in the future, like so, right? And maybe in TNG, being bald was actually a style. Like maybe Picard is bald on purpose, right? What about that? Did anyone ever think of that? There's Picard. There's his pointy head. Ding. Shiny. Deflecting a laser beam. Let's make sure that history never forgets the name. Enterprise. Yeah. I also saw William Shatner in Twilight Zone. Can't remember what episode, but I seen him in it. Remember Chekhov's hair? Man, what were they doing with that hair? Was there some kind of strange wig he had? Just some kind of rug, just living on his head. I have no idea. We've come so far in the world of fake hair. Let me tell you. George Takei and James Doohan look pretty good, as did DeForest Kelly. But Shatner is where it's at. Friggin' Shatner hair. That's what I want. Hook me up with that shit. That's what I'm gonna tell my barber. Next time, if I ever grow some hair, magically, I'm gonna say, give me the Shat. And she's gonna be like, what's that? And I'm gonna be like, hey yo, check out that friggin' Star Trek shit. And she's gonna be like, dang, this shit's popping, yo. And she's gonna say, man, that friggin' Shat guy, man, what a playa. They're gonna say, and he's gonna be like, dang, I wish I was like him. And I'd say, oh, I could be a little bit like him if you gave me this friggin' cut. And they'd be like, all right, let's get the fit going. And they'd give me my uniform and my haircut, and everything in my life would all of a sudden be okay, because I looked like the Shat, and I'm not 90, like William Shatner is now. And that's the end of our little update, and that's the end of this Mark's Design Room. Kind of a hybrid between Mark's Design Room and news. You got to see a little bit of my uniform designs and a little bit of another project I'm working on. So take care. This is Mark signing out. Don't forget to screw around with that algorithm and leave these videos on loop or something to try to make it so you'll get it in your notifications. See you guys next time.